Score looked, it was felt a whole lot closer to that. 0-0 going into the middle innings. It's a good club over there. They can really hit. So to be able to put zeros on the board is really a testament to how we pitched tonight. McGovern got us off to a good start, and I thought BJ Bailey was really a storyline tonight, facing 17 hitters and putting zeros up through the middle innings, finally allowing our offense to separate, get the big 3-run home run by JJ. But BJ being able to eat, over 4 innings, 4 2/3 or whatever it ended up being through the middle was massive. And then everybody picking each other up. BJ stranded some inherited runners, which was huge. And then Dvorsky comes in, pitched really well, unlucky with 2 swing and bunt hits. But then Titsworth comes in and strands the bases loaded for him. That was huge. And then Chase Kick having a clean inning there. So the pitching was awesome, and then obviously the 4 spot in the 9th with the 3 homers to cap it off, really just give us some more breathing room. But that's a good win. It's a good win for a few different reasons, especially coming off of an emotional weekend and day off yesterday, getting back on a bus today, and you could maybe feel we were a little bit out of rhythm for the first few innings, but the guys settled in and. Awesome job, good win, and just moving on now and move on to the next one. Got Presbyterian tomorrow.
Coach, a couple nights ago in Columbia, I said to myself, boy, Chufo and Pano need to get right on Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Both of them did. They both hit home runs tonight. Pano also had a double. How good is it to see those guys getting some hits?
Oh, so good. I mean, they're 2 of our leaders, and those guys have been around college baseball for so long and such good veteran players that they're not going to stay down long. And Chufo, that was about as big of a blast to kind of a coming out party as you can have for him. I know he's much better hitter than obviously what he's shown, but he hasn't shown his frustrations. He certainly hasn't taken him out to defense. Certainly hasn't let it affected the type of teammate and leader he is. So great to see a guy like that get rewarded with a monster bomb on the roof.
After the emotions of the weekend, did you maybe feel like you guys came out a little flat tonight?
There was something we felt out of sorts. I didn't feel like there was a lack of effort, but sometimes when you're, again in a new environment, off the day off, get on the bus, you get here, you do all your pregame activity, and the way that we had like an hour. We were done with our IO and our BP and had an hour to kind of just wait until first pitch. So for whatever reason, we were out of sorts. I don't think it was flat from an effort standpoint, but it was certainly flat from an execution standpoint. Didn't have the best at-bats the first time through the order, and even the second time until Priest got us going the second time through, and we went single, double, homer to put us on the board in the 5th. But we were a little bit out of sorts for sure, but that's one of the good things about this team is they're going to figure it out. It was very similar to this past weekend where, it took us a few innings to get going, and once we did, we busted out in a good way.
You talked about the 9th inning for this offense, man. It just seems like every game, the 9th inning, you just got to kill it.
B. Hennessy, you get a shot of Richard Bryan here. He never gets in the shot. This guy does the best job of any
man behind the man
in the country, and he told me that we've only batted 4 times, only had 4 9th innings, right? But have put up a lot of runs in those 9th innings. So, sometimes at home you don't get the 9th inning, but our guys have done a good job in the 9th inning so far this year, and whether it's a road team that's separating, or a home team that needs to make a comeback or to try to win the game, being a run-scoring offense in the 9th inning is like a 4th quarter football team that holds its opponents down defensively and scores a bunch of points offensively. So we'll take it. We're certainly not going to give any of those runs back.
You mentioned Bailey doing a great job in relief tonight. How about Titsworth? He came in. He got the save here on Saturday against the Gamecocks. Comes into the 8th, bases loaded, 2 outs, gets the strikeout. Your first shutout of the season.
It was huge, yeah. I mean, that was the game right there, and we were deciding whether to leave Dvorsky in because he was pitching really well. There was nothing. He was in total control. I mean, they had 2 swinging bunts, and once the 2-out walk, it just felt like Coach Bellinger said, Drew Titsworth is one of our premier high leverage guys, we got to go to them, and I agreed. And luckily Drew came in and just was able to locate that fastball and against a good hitter too, a guy who had already got us a couple of times earlier in the night.
What was the explanation for Listy being the late scratch?
Yeah, so no real good explanation. I don't have anything earth-shattering. He'll be in there tomorrow, but he has been an incredible table setter for us, and hard to ride a lineup without him. But we've got guys on this team that need opportunities, and so Jack Crichton hasn't got the opportunities yet that he deserves, and so needed to get Jack in there, and we gotta keep these guys going somehow, some way, and but Dom's healthy and good and ready to go, and was an awesome teammate. Stood up here tonight and cheered his teammates on the whole time, and totally selfless and wanting to get other guys in there too. So we got a few guys we gotta get in there a little bit more, and somehow figure out how to stabilize the lineup when we need to, or not, or we just keep rotating guys in. I don't really know just yet, but I like the options and the depth that we have. That's for sure.
You got an updated timeline on maybe when you might get Michael Gillen back?
Should be soon. He, Noah Samuel, and Talon Bell are kind of the three big arms, and Brendan Bennett would be in that mix too, but Brendan came back last week, and Brendan should be able to see him tomorrow maybe. But those three guys, Gillen, Samuel, and Talon Bell, are three big pieces to the pitching staff that will be back sooner rather than later. It's just they're all on their progressions, and but they're all throwing, and they're all right there. So it's I can't give you an exact date, but it's close.
We'll have to wrap it there. We have another player